Hello again. Here are your notes for prime factorization. This is the next step in being able to factor whole numbers and express prime and composite numbers as a product of prime factors with exponents. This is our textbook. I am working on getting your username and password for you to be able to access this as well from online. But in our textbook, it describes prime factorization of a composite number is written as a product of its prime factors. Lots of academic vocabulary in here. Composite number, a number with more than two factors, written as a product, so an answer to a multiplication problem of its prime factors, only factors with one in itself. You can use factor pairs and a factor tree to find the prime factorization of a number. The factor tree is complete when only prime factors appear in the product. A factor tree for 60 is shown. So let's see what they did. They started with 60. They knew that 60 was 2 times 30, so they picked a factor pair that they knew and started with it. 2 is prime, so they circled it. 30 is composite. They said that 30 is the same as 2 times 15. They circled their 2 again. 15 ends in a 5, so it can be broken down farther. They knew that 15 was 3 times 5, so now all the numbers that are left are prime. So 60 equals 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. They just multiplied all the prime numbers that were left. Or, here's where the exponent comes into play. You have the 2 twice. So you have the base number of 2 and you have it 2 times. So 2 squared times 3 times 5. This is the prime factorization using exponents. So let's practice a few of those. We are going to make some factor trees. These are kind of fun to make. We're going to start with kind of some small numbers that we're familiar with, and then we'll get harder. So we'll start with the number 15. 15 can be broken up, as we saw before, 3 times 5. These are your factors. Remember, factors are two numbers multiplied together to give you a certain product. So the prime factorization of 15 would just be 3 times 5. It's that simple. Let's look at 50. 50. Let's look at 50. Sometimes my camera takes a little longer to get focused. So 50 ends in 0, so I know that that 10 is a factor. So I'm going to say 5 times 10 is 50. Well, 5 can't get any smaller, so it's prime, so we're going to circle it so it doesn't get lost. Then we're going to break our 10 up because, again, it ends in 0. So it's also an even number. So I know that 10 is 2 times 5. Both of those are also prime. So we have 5 times 2 times 5. Well, I have 5 twice, so my base is 5, and I have it 2 times, so 5 squared times 2 equals 50. Let's see if I can try to trick you all. Let's do 144. 144. What are two numbers that you can multiply together to get 144? Well, I'm looking for prime numbers, and 2 is a prime number, and since this is even, we're going to start with 2. 2 can't go into 1, but it can go into 14 7 times, and 2 can go into 4 twice. This is another even number, So since I'm looking for prime numbers, I'm going to pull out the 2. 2 can go into 7 3 times. That's 6. So I have 12 left when I bring down my 2. 2 goes into 12 6 times. Still not a prime number over here. So we're going to do 6 times 6 is 36. 6 is the same as 2 times 3. Both of those are prime. And 6 is the same as 2 times 3. So now we have all these numbers that we have to put. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just so we make sure that we don't lose them. 144 equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 times 2. I said 3 and wrote 2 times 2 times 3. But remember, our learning target is to be able to factor whole numbers and express prime and composite numbers as a product of the prime factors with exponents. So we have to find the exponents that are here. Well, 2 repeats itself. So 2 is the base. The base is the number that repeats. And then your exponent is how many times it repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 to the 4th times 3 as the base, and it repeats twice. 2 repeats 4 times, 3 repeats twice, so 144 equals 2 to the 4th times 3 squared. I hope this helps as I see some of your work coming in. If I see issues that you're having, I'll hop back on here and give you another video to walk you through more steps. If you need any help, send me an email.